Students, we are going to continue with our 15th chapter, that is your e-commerce. So in the previous classes we have already completed the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce based upon the consumer side. Next we finish the benefits of e-commerce on the organization, that is your business side. Similarly, in this class we are going to have the limitations of e-commerce. So what are the limitations you people are going to have under e-commerce, that we are going to discuss in this class. So what do you mean by limitations? Yes. What else products you people are having in the market? Everything will be having advantages and disadvantages. Similar is the case with the e-commerce also. Okay, ma'am. So first we can have the first point under limitation, that is nothing but people would not buy all products online. This point is whether true or not. Yes, it is true for you people. For example, when the people are willing to buy a costly item, for example, they are willing to buy a jewelry item, whether they will move with the online purchase? No, they will not go for online purchase. Similarly, if they are going to purchase a costly dress, whether they will opt for online? No, they will not choose online option to purchase costly products. Since they are in need to touch the product, they are need to check whether the quality and their manufacturing process, everything is okay or not. They are in person or physically they are in need to inspect it. So normally people will not buy, or they would not buy all the costly products or all products online. So what else they can go for online? That is, they can book the tickets or buying books, or if they are going to have a music CD, they can prompt it for online. Okay, but many products they will not move for online. The main reason is it is quite impossible for this to touch, that is personally inspect, that is physically touch and check the quality of the product is impossible in the case of electronic commerce. Yes, next we can move on to the next one. It is your competition and corporate. It is your competition and corporate vulnerability. Yes, here just already while we are discussing the previous topic itself, we discussed that small organizations are able to compete in the e-commerce part just by means of internet. So here there is a chance, or there is many competition between the business personalities. So many organizations are having competition. Since all the business are online for them, there is a very, very strong competitions. So by means of this competition, what the opponents will be trying to do? Yes, they will be trying to steal others' delicate matters. One organization will be willing to steal others' organization opponent, that is opponent delicate matters. What could be the delicate matters? So what is the secret, or what is the formula behind their product just for the development purpose? Everything they will be secretly trying to take it away from that organization so that they can apply in their organization for the purpose of developing them. Similarly, there you are having the concept that is called as your web harvesting. Web harvesting. What do you mean by web harvesting? Yes, taking away the details of the opponent illegally is called as your web harvesting. So it is an illegal activity of what it is? Illegal activity of extracting business intelligence, extracting others' details. Okay, other details is called as web harvesting. So that is the third limitation. Yes, next we can have the next one. It is your security. What do you mean by security? Here customer are going to give their personal details, their credit card details. So So the organization must able to keep all the delicate information more securely so that others, other strangers should not see the details of the customer. Yes, next we can have the next one. It is your customer loyalty. So in the case of traditional, what is actually happening? Yes, the customer is able to see the person who is selling the product, buying. Both of them are having face-to-face contact. So by means of this, the seller is able to gain the customer loyalty. But in the case of e-commerce, the person is able to have the contact with the screen alone, computer screen alone. Since there is a less possibility, there is no way to have a contact between the both of them. Here the customer loyalty, there is no possibility to have a customer loyalty. Here the one person is going to have a contract with a screen, then screen to face is allowed in the case of e-commerce. Yes, next we can have the next point. It is your shortage of skilled employees. Shortage of skilled employees. Why there is a chance to have a shortage of skilled employees? Since here everything is online for you people. So every task is going to be done only by the computer, that is by machine only. So here, so skilled persons are very less. Just they are only in need to have a few person just in the sections like packing, delivering, to carry from one area to another area. For that purpose only they are having few persons, but really skilled employees are very less in the case of e-commerce. And the next you people can have the last point. It is your size and value of transaction. What do you mean by size and value of transaction? For example, you people are willing to buy a pen online, a single pen. Whether it is easy for you people to buy? Yes, it is easy for you people to buy. But the cost of delivery will be more than that of the cost of the pen. So ordering for a small size of products online is a difficult task. Similarly, to have a bulk purchase and to go on with the credit card payment is also another drawback in the case of e-commerce. Since while you people are purchasing a bulk amount, you people have to give them personal details, more credit card details, everything. Since a large amount are transacting means all the hackers will be having an eye over it. So the concerned organization is also in the responsibility to have everything more secure, since the customer is sharing all the personal details and credit card details. So these are the limitations that we are having under e-commerce. What is the first point under limitation? People could not buy all products online. Similarly, the next point is competition and you are having corporate vulnerability. Okay, wow. Since the competition is more, organization will try to get the secret details of the opponents. So here you are having the possibilities for web harvesting. What do you mean by web harvesting? Yes, it is an illegal activity of extracting business intelligence from others' web pages. That is your web harvesting. Next, it is your security. So here the customers are going to give all the personal details and credit card details. Everything is more sensitive. So the concern, that is the organization, must maintain all the details carefully. Next one, it is your customer loyalty. In the case of e-commerce, here we are having screen to face contact only, no face to face contact. So customer loyalty is quite impossible. Next, so another point under customer loyalty is here the customer is going on with many websites, not only single website. They are searching for many websites. So it is quite impossible to have the customer loyalty. Next point, it is your shortage of skilled employees. So here everything is automated for you people. Here everything is mission based. So skilled employees is less. Next, it is your size and value of transaction. Here, to have very small and very large transaction is quite impossible in the case of e-commerce. So clear with the topic that is your limitation of e-commerce. Next, we can see some of the terms that are related to e-commerce, some of the new terms that are related to e-commerce. Yes, first one, it is your disruptive innovation. What do you mean by innovation, or what do you mean by disruptive innovation? So it is nothing but you people will be having some changes. You will be having some changes. Another one change is going to replace the already available changes called as your disruptive innovation. That is the innovations which replace the existing technology. So innovation which replace the existing technology. So already you people are having one technology. So another one is going to replace that one it is called as your disruptive innovation. So simple example you people can tell. For few days floppy disk are in the market, the flourishing. But after few years it is replaced by means of CDs. So it is not going to destroy the floppy, but another one new invention replaced that one. So that is your disruptive innovation. Similarly, our e-commerce is also a disruptive innovation. Okay, well, this is a new term. Similarly, we can have another one term, that is your voice shopping and chatbots. What do you mean by voice shopping? From the name itself, you people can tell. Here, just by using your voice, you people are going to make orders. So, a human is able to speak 150 words per minute. 150 words per minute. Okay, wow. But they can type only 40 words in a minute. 40 words. A normal human can speak 150 words per minute, but that person can type only 40 words per minute. So just by using their voice, they can make the purchases online. So that is your voice shopping. And the next one, it is your chatbots. Here you people are going to have a chat with another end. You will not having any human to chat with you people. There you will be having a trained robots or trained machines will be there, that will be replying for the questions that you people have just asked. Okay, well, there you will be having a chatbots instead of some customer relational officers. You people will be having machines that will be chatting with you people, and you people can buy the products just by means of using your telephone, that is your mobile phones. Okay, ma'am. Yes, next another one term you people are having, it is your AR, that is your augmented reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality. What do you mean by reality? Reality is nothing but it is the truth. That is nothing but it is your truth. What is your virtual reality? It is just imagining that it is just making you people to imagine in front you people are having a real object. That is your virtual reality. It is just giving an imagination that in front of you are having that product. That is your virtual reality. Actually, this concept was first introduced for selling the customers for their interior products, interior sofas, home interiors. If they are willing to purchase, during that time only this concept was introduced. For that concerns, for that websites only they allowed this virtual reality concept. Actually, what it is happening here means, for example, a person is willing to buy a sofa or a chair. Just you people imagine, okay, ma'am. So what this website organization is going to do means, it is just making an illusion that in your home you people are having that same sofa or same chair or table. So based upon which color or which set is suitable for your home, you people can select and order that one. Similarly, when you people are going to purchase a costume, that is your dress, in a reality, that is a traditional commerce, what you people will be doing, you will be moving to the trial room and just you people will be having a look over the costume that you people have purchased. but are deciding to purchase. But in the case of this one, that is in the virtual reality, just it will be making a illusion. So you people are wearing each and every dress with the color that you people are willing, and just you will be having a mirror in front. Okay, wow. In that you people will be standing in front of the mirror, and just you people can change the view and of you just by changing the dresses that are available, and you people can change the color of the dresses also, and by means of this you people can check which is suitable for you. So that is your augmented reality. So clear with the four few terms that we have discussed that are related to e-commerce. First one, it is your disruptive innovation. Next one, it is your voice shopping and chatbots, and the next one, it is your augmented reality and virtual reality. So clear with the terms that we have discussed by now. So students, till now in this lesson, what else we have discussed? So today we have completed, or we have discussed the limitation of e-commerce based upon the business side. Okay, ma? So here now we can have a glance over the topics that else we have discussed in this lesson. So first we finished the definition of e-commerce. What is the definition? It is nothing but buying and selling of the products and having the service via computer networks. Okay, wow. So the next we finish the evolution of e-commerce. Here seen a person, that is Michael Aldrich in the year 1979. He introduced a machine, that is your multi-purpose infotainment device called as your, yes, it is your teleputer. Teleputer is nothing but it is a fusion of television, computer and telecom networking. Okay, wow. Yes, next what else we finished? Yes, then we've seen a timeline describing the each and every year what happened in the case of e-commerce, that we finished. And next we are going to discuss the development and growth of e-commerce. And in this only we discussed 3 waves. So able to remember what are the wave? First wave, it is during the year 1995 to 2003. And next here I will, yes, first wave is 1995 to 2003. And the next one, it is your 2004 to 2009. And the next it is your 2010 till present. Okay, these are the 3 waves. Okay, wow. Next we finished the 2 terms, that is your .com bubble, and the next one it is your .com blast. Okay, wow. Next we finished, it's your e-commerce business models. Next it is your business models. Here we've seen how many models? 9 models. What are they? Yes, B2B, that business to business, business to consumer, business to government. Next one, it is your consumer to business, consumer to consumer, consumer to government. Next one, it is your government to business, then government to consumer. Next one, it is your government to government. Here you people will be having 2, internal facing, and the next one it is your external facing. Similarly, under B2B also you will be having 2. What are they? Outsourcing and offshoring. Okay, ma'am. We finished these 9 business model. And next we finished the e-commerce revenue models. Revenue models. In that, what else we finished? Yes, first one it is your affiliate sites. And next we finish your auction site. Yes, and the next one it is your banner ad. And next one it is your bulk buying sites. And next one it is your digital publishing sites. And next one it is your licensing, that is your license sites. And next one it is your name your price. and the next one it is your online shopping mall. So these are your revenue models we have already discussed. So clear with this one. So these are the revenue models. Next, what else we have discussed? Next, it is the comparison between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Comparison between traditional commerce and e-commerce. We finished that one. Next, we finished the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. On which end? On customer side. Okay, wow, that one we finished. Advantages and disadvantage on whose side? Customer side. That is your consumer side. Under advantage, what else we have discussed? Yes, it is operated all days, all time. Next one, it is your speed. Next, it is shop around the world. And the next one, it is your whole world becomes a shop. Okay, wow. And the next point is customers can shop from home or anywhere based upon their convenience. Next, under disadvantages, first point, what else? E-commerce is often used to buy goods that are not available locally. Similarly, returning goods is also a difficult one. So privacy issues are serious in e-commerce. Similarly, the next point is physical product dispute is the major disadvantages in e-commerce. Similarly, the next one is your delivery ambiguity. So these are the points that we have discussed under the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. Similarly, next we finish the next one. It is your benefits of e-commerce to a organization, business organization. Benefits of e-commerce to business. Okay, wow. So under that, what else we finished? Yes, it is access to global market, lower transaction cost, 24/7 working, similarly low cost of entry, data entry. Okay, wow. The next one, it is your computer platform independent, and the next we finish the snapping middleman. So these are the benefits of e-commerce to business. And finally, we finish the limitations of e-commerce. That is the last topic that we have discussed. What it is? Yes, under that, people would not buy all products online. Similarly, here competition is more. Similarly, you are having security problem also. Similarly, customer loyalty is quite impossible. Similarly, the next one is your shortage of skilled employees. The last point is size and value of transaction plays a important role. It's quite impossible for you people to buy very small size and large size of products online. It is somewhat a difficult task. Okay, wow. So similarly, finally we finished a few terms that are related to e-commerce. That is your disruptive innovations, augmented and virtual reality, chatbots, and the next one, it is your voice shopping. So clear with the topics what else we have discussed in this lesson? Yes, thank you students.